Everybody's looking for something, and everyone needs something. But what happens when the thing is nothing? Welcome back to the Trading Desk. My name is Ebube, and this is the Popcorn for Dinner podcast. Here on the Trading Desk, we delve deeper into the nuances of HBO's industry as a follow-up to the more immediate coverage by Bankole and Ayo, and I guess this week myself, that drops right here on the Popcorn for Dinner feed every Sunday night right after the episodes air. We are also going to be previewing the next episode and discussing not just what we know, but what we can expect. And today is the field trip of field trips, I have to say. Two of our most precocious characters find their way very close to home, home for us, home for a whole bunch of us. And it's a pretty fun one. It's a pretty interesting one. There's a lot of intrigue and there's a lot of revelations. And I, for one, am very happy that Sweetpea has been validated because she really needed that. So I'm going to validate myself by bringing in AJ, who's smarter than me. Hi, AJ. How are we doing? I need your wisdom.
We're good. I'm screaming. I wish I went to Accra because they had a time, different kinds of times, but they had a time. Wow.
It's like, could there be a better example of two people like living different realities in the same place?
Yeah.
It's like Kwabena is literally like on the work trip of his life. He's just enjoying his life. As Sweetpea is going through it, man. Like she's actually going through it. What would you say was the most tense moment for you?
When that guy licks her.
That's my thing. See, it's not even just that he showed up. Bro. It's that he licked. Like, what?
No, I was tormented. I was terrified. I was terrified for her because clearly lady wasn't as terrified as she should be because you're in the ladies. No, she was calm for
Yeah, she thought she could reason with him.
She was like, yeah, like it's the ladies, and she kept on washing her hands. I will stop. I will face you. I'm not backing you. It's the ladies. Oh, you want to use it? Let me leave. But she kept on doing her thing until he got close. And I'm like, whoa, Sweetpea, you don't have fear in your heart. Big ups to you, but whoa.
Yeah, that was a lot, I have to say. Like, I did not expect her to get into such a situation. Yeah. It's interesting that the writing kind of went there, and Sweetpea herself probably would not want us to overthink this, but I just find it interesting that the people who are kind of in charge of Tony Day would have done something like that. I mean, do you think Tony Day was the one who sent that guy? Because this happened after their phone call when he said, the beach can get dangerous at night. But I don't think he's the one. I wonder if there's somebody else watching. I mean, there definitely is. There had to be people watching because of all the nonsense we just discovered in this episode. Clearly, they need eyes on their elaborate ruse.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a bit tricky and not to, follow the stigma, but when you're in Accra and you're in this random resort and you're by yourself because the one man you're with is doing karaoke, and then there's this guy just looking at you and stalking you, and then he sees you walk away alone to the washroom, most likely it's not going to be good for you. But it's just so fitting that it was after her call with Tony and he says, oh, the beach isn't always safe at night. So I don't know if it's just what happens when you're as a woman by yourself, or maybe it was intentional and Tony actually sent that guy to, because what did he send the guy to do, to scare her, or I don't know.
Well, again, that depends on whether Tony is actually the one who sent the guy. It could be there could be a whole other operation, a whole other conspiracy that we don't know about.
But I feel if it were Whitney though, it would be much more explicit. Whitney will put his foot down and get rid of Sweetpea and Kwabena instantly if he knew. So just sending a random guy.
You really feel like Whitney is that capable of ordered violence?
Satan's spawn. Whitney is evil. His aura is dark. Like he moves with like this darkness that
No, you calling
surrounds
him a
him.
dark lord. That's hilarious,
Please.
bro. I mean, Harper didn't end up going to Accra. That may have been interesting, but obviously she had a lot of other stuff going on. Eric did
Yeah.
tell her that she should go even if she has to. Um, even if what was he even saying? He said something along the lines of even if you have to sign a net for every malaria kid or something like that. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
relax. But yeah, I mean, my thing is at this point, there's so much that's like leaning into material non-public information, and Tender is
Mm,
operating at like in a weird way, but also Stern Tower is taking a lot of risks, and
yes.
they could end up going to jail. I mean, Harper gets very desperate in this episode, right? And I feel like there's a lot of closeness, and this is something we discussed in the immediate review. There's a lot of closeness between the characters, especially between Harper and Eric, and we see
Yeah.
them reach places in their relationship that they haven't before. What did you think of
Yeah.
that, and the way it drove the plot?
Bro, I was scared because, you can always expect the unexpected in industry. But I feel like when she got that call and obviously she was being very like
What did you think was going to
reclusive.
happen, AJ?
Bro, no, I was like, I was watching it with like a side eye because I'm like, if this happens, I am never going back to this show because jump scare. Because why is he always in his robe speaking to my
I mean,
sister? Like,
he's in his room. Like, they live there.
cover up a bit, like my
True.
guy. No, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
felt like
You're
even
right.
with Harper, a lot of the scenes we see her being transparent, like
Yeah.
opening up. Something else always happens, and it's usually very sexual. So I'm like, are we getting like Eric?
I mean, there's a whole swath of
Like,
people on the internet that seem to believe Harper and Eric have romantic tension. But I do think
God
their relationship
forbid.
is a lot more fraternal, paternal even.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I think those people, I feel like we should just say very clearly for the internet, those people are wrong. I'm just going to
yeah,
say that right now. If you think that you are wrong, you may need to re-examine the relationship between Harper and Eric and see that there's more on the table for them than just this. And
yeah.
I feel like as they explore new depths in their relationship, there's a lot that can come out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They connect in a way that they haven't before. We said earlier this week that they had a conversation that was both honest and vulnerable. And usually their conversations are one or the other. So seeing
Yeah.
them get to those two in the same conversation clearly was a new place. And I think despite the fact that Harper didn't really want to be friends, she was saying that, earlier in the season, I think it was in episode 2, that she just wants something, she just wants it to be business, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, Eric clearly wants more because his life is feeling empty. Having said that though, he
Yeah.
could probably do a good job um to go and actually parent his children. Clearly that's not on the table, but I would implore
Mm-hmm.
you, Eric, do that before it's too late or something. Um, yeah, but how did you feel about the news of Harper's mom going the way she
You know
did?
what?
Because that's
I
so
would have.
ironic. Down the stairs, Amazon delivery. His life is not fair.
It's not fair, but I feel like because we like a lot of what Harper is as a person now is as a result of her childhood.
Mm,
And we've only gotten like bits and pieces, with her brother, and then whatever she decides to share, then we understand her childhood more. I feel it would have been so great if we got to see her mom, like just trying to torment her or make her small in this season of her life where she's growing so much to become something more than she could have ever expected.
yeah.
So just hearing that, oh, she kicked the buckets when she was going to pick up her next day delivery Amazon package. I'm like, that's what we get from like Harper. Like, we need more. But
I mean, how do you
maybe
feel
I don't
about the
know.
idea that we're not going to meet the mom? Like, were you hoping to meet the lady?
I was hoping for more context. Yeah, just like, okay, how is that relationship? how are you with your mom? Like, are you, because we've never seen Harper really like small and timid. And I feel she speaks a lot to how she tried, but with her mom, like, she never really got that validation. Like, she had said in this episode, the only love she knew as a child was from her twin, not her
Mm-hmm.
dad or her mom. So I'm like, what would that dynamic look like? I wanted to see, because I'm a very like, oh, complex mom and daughter relationship. I love that in TV. So I was expecting, chance to see that with Harper. Because now it's like, we're not, the only avenue through which we get to understand her trauma, her childhood, what's core to her being is through her twin.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, that guy, I don't know. So
I don't
it
know
just
is the
sucks she
exact
died.
phrase.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
definitely sad.
I would say about the writing as well. Like, it was weird how she had that like burst of, irritation and anger when she had the
Yeah, she was
conversation the
really
night before
snapping.
with Eric. She
Mm-hmm.
was really like, whoa. I'm like, baby girl, not too much on Eric. He's
I feel like every
trying.
week you're looking at Harper and going, baby girl, relax.
No,
Because it's
real,
true.
real. Literally. But then the next day, like, we see him. What? How did he save that lady's number on her phone? Hotel girl or something
Dolly
calls him
Hotel
and he
Girl.
goes, oh, yeah, don't call this number again. And then,
Mm-hmm.
okay, next thing we're seeing is him trying to clean up. And then we see Harper just standing. And then she just starts speaking. I'm like, oh, like, there's no, okay, how did you process that? Was there any processing? Did you feel bad about what you told Eric? Like, what reflection led you to this point? It was just like very abrupt that, like, okay, you insult him and his children, his kids, everything. And then the next day you're like, you know what, let me actually talk to this guy I don't rate about how my mom's death seems to not be or be affecting me. Like, that's too fast. But I don't know.
No, I understand. There's so many moving parts, and I'm glad they were able to connect, especially since they happen to be alone. I think they had some things that they needed to figure out. I think it was a really fun way for the writing to actually separate the characters and like kind of sequester them into these groups for these different
True.
parts of the plot to kind of move forward. And of course, it's convenient that they need to go to Accra, and the one black guy they have is Ghanaian.
My goodness. The prodigal son for real.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
prodigal son for real. Kwabena is interesting.
Do you think he plays too much? I was actually going to ask you, as a black woman, does Kwabena play too much?
He's a very unserious. No, because it's one thing being black.
I
It's
expected
one
some seriousness
another
from him,
thing
but kind of
being
like, and apparently he
being
eats too
black
many
in the
chicken wings.
UK. Then there's one thing being Ghanaian and you're acting this way. Because what do you mean calcium, my brother in Christ? What does that mean?
Calcium was crazy.
Calcium was so crazy to me. It was appalling. Like, I had to move back. Like, whoa, calcium.
Yeah, that's why I had to warn you about this episode. I was like, get ready. Nah,
My goodness.
guy was saying some
No,
crazy
but to be
things.
fair, but we needed Kwabena because if you're African, there's always someone's uncles, aunties, cousin, nephew that will connect you to what
Isn't
you
it
need.
crazy how that
And
whole
isn't it?
dynamic made it into
Do
this
you
show?
understand? Do you understand? Because like the auntie brought them to her home, her
Right.
actual home.
Like
Connections in
Sweetpea could never have
Africa
anticipated that. Yeah,
at all.
it's amazing. It's actually amazing because there's so much that they were able to get done. So much that they couldn't have gotten done without Kwabena having that connection, right?
Yeah.
Tony Day as well, claiming to be somebody who knows Ghana well. And then he's kind of just, he's trying to essentially play them. It's funny the way he plays them because it's almost like the way somebody who was actually from them might try to play them. Like, how can they be waiting for him for 2 hours and then he just tries to walk past? He doesn't even acknowledge them, Meanwhile, he looked like somebody had punched him. When I saw his face, I was just like, this is the guy.
This
After all
is
this
not
time.
real. Like, this is you.
But the guy looks like he doesn't sleep, right? And I think I'm not really surprised by that, right? And it's funny that Sweetpea tries to use her, I guess, womanly wiles, for lack of a better term, on him at first. And he's just like not playing that at all. Like he doesn't have time and he's on guard, obviously. Of course, we
Mm.
realize that because he is watching, right? And that people and the other people are watching. But what do you think overall of like Sweetpea's approach and where her own mind is at? Like I wanted us to kind of establish that as we figure out what may be next for her and her own
For Sweetpea?
relationships. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, I didn't even know because in season 3, really, it wasn't really explored. Obviously, we saw like all that she went through, but it wasn't like I guess fleshed out. And then in season 4, we just see her, locked in at work. She's like striving for something with this whole thing with Tenda. She's like, I have to prove this. I have to prove this. But for me, unfortunately, and I guess that's like my bad, it was until she had the conversation with Kwabena. She said, you know what, like, before I got this job, I interviewed multiple places and I couldn't get the job because that whole thing is literally like stamp on me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got to understand that she like not that I was expecting her to let go of all that happened, but
Yeah.
like it was kind of like front facing that okay, I see you carrying this thing. I see it's still heavy on you. I see this is you trying to prove something, and that's why you're so locked in and bent on proving your point with this. But yeah, it's the whole thing. Like I know we had a comment I think on Spotify about like this is what like victims
Mm-hmm.
they always they're always victimized either by choice or just like lack of being careful with our lives. So I feel even her trying to be like, oh my god, you can call me just to talk. But Tony was still her playing that wild card, not
Yeah.
knowing okay, this Tony guy might actually not be safe. Even her like in the washroom with the other guy, her saying,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, like, yeah, like this is the ladies," being so like free with everything, not knowing, okay, you're in danger, my love. Like something bad is about to happen to you, and then
She was
they
in
literally
disbelief,
break
honestly.
her nose.
Yeah.
And then she's having that conversation with Kwabena now about, oh, did you watch my video? Oh, like, what kind of girls
For
are you
some reason,
attracted to?
it opens her up.
Yeah.
Like it makes her want to talk about things that she probably would not have brought up before. And I don't know if it's because she feels like this is her low point. Like, do you think she
Mm,
feels she's reached rock bottom?
I don't think so. I feel she feels she is in rock bottom, and this is her
Mm,
trying to climb out.
right,
But at that
right.
point, with the physical pain, it was more so, okay, physically, I cannot stop my nose from hurting. Mentally, I cannot stop being frustrated. I just need some kind of release. And that release is going to stem off from, oh, okay, did you watch my video? Did you like it? Are you attracted to that one thing that's hurting you? That one thing that's making you feel like you're suffocating and you're drowning. That's what you want to use to be like, okay, I need release. Can I use this as an avenue to feel something with Kwabena? And
Mm-hmm.
then obviously at the end, we see her, like literally, we see her pain. She's like, literally, she held her tummy because her breakdown was not as a result of, oh my God, dang, I'm home now, my nose actually hurts. It's like, oh my God, I am trying so hard to
It's like
prove
I
a
survived.
point. Like, oh my God, I am here. Like, there's hope for me. It's like, this is so painful. And maybe soon I'll be out of it, but dang, it hurts. I'm like, my heart broke for my girl because I'm like, dang, like, I didn't know and obviously, my thing also is my focus on this show is Harper. Because as a black woman, sorry, that's what I'm focusing on. But Sweetpea just felt like, okay, yeah, like you're just like a supporting character. I don't know your story. Unfortunately, I don't care much about your story. But in this episode, I'm like, I am so sorry, my love. Like you deserve I deserve to see you. And I've seen you
Mm-hmm.
now and I kind of like, I empathize with her story. So it was sad.
I mean, I can't help but empathize with CP because obviously she's going through a lot. But I actually really like that we weren't just unpacking what happened to her, but how she felt about
Mm,
it. You know,
yeah.
like we understood where she was coming from in terms of her relationship with her mom and
Mm.
all that other stuff. And you know what? Speaking of relationships, obviously we didn't have an episode of the Trading Desk last week because um one of capitalism's favorite days decided to come in kind of rain on our parade.
Whoa.
But Super Bowl was fun. I can't deny that at all. And honestly, congrats to Bad Bunny and Bad Bunny alone. So,
Sorry, who won? Did they find out who win? I don't know what this is like. What do they do? I just know there's a
what?
show. There's a
Not
halftime
what do
show.
they do?
Did
Oh my
someone
god!
win?
Yes, somebody did win. That's absolutely insane.
Okay.
Yeah, the Seahawks won. The Seahawks
Interesting.
beat the Patriots, and it was a historic win. I think it's maybe the second win in
Oh.
like 50 years or something like that. Actually, I have to check that.
Oh.
But yeah, it's the first win in a long time, and it's definitely been a good season for them from everything that I've seen. But yeah, somebody did win, and yeah, because of that whole thing, the episode did come out a bit early, so we did not put out an episode of Trading Desk. So I was wondering, how did you feel about everything that happened with Rishi in episode 4? Because I thought you might have a bit of a perspective on that. And I had a feeling it might be very similar to Sweetpea's perspective, because Sweetpea is like born Rishi. Like, why are we talking about Rishi?
Yeah.
Like, the way Sweetpea
Honestly,
hates Rishi is actually almost, it's comically, like, just, it's hilarious, bro. Like, she cannot stand the thought of that guy. And it makes you wonder, do
his
people think he killed
existence.
his wife? But I don't know.
Honestly, I feel like the way they wrote Rishi's character this season was coming from a place of humanizing him, and they did it so well, because he
Yeah.
carried his pain, he carried all he was going through so heavy. Like, every single scene Rishi was in, like, you're like, brother, smile now, like, you know, like, give me something. But he was just so like gloomy and down. So even when Sweetpea would always be like, yeah, like, get out, like, you need to leave, da, da, da. If you ever put me in a room with this guy, it's going to be over. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, on God, I get it. But I'm like, look at him. He looks like a sad dog. But then
Yeah.
this episode, that last scene was so difficult to watch, because I felt like I knew what was going to happen, and I spoiled it for myself. I literally had to
Really?
pause and Google what happened, because I'm like, it was, I
You
don't know, it
couldn't
was
bear
so
it.
difficult. It was, and my thing with like drugs, like sequences that have to do with drugs, I'm like, oh my God, is someone going to OD? Is someone going to start like bleeding from their eyes and their nose? It was so difficult to watch. But this one was even more difficult to watch, because we see Rishi and he's just like, yeah, sometimes I dream, da, 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 I see her, and you just see him looking out the window. I'm like, this guy is about to start feeling suicidal. Like, I just felt it. I looked at him like, this is Rishi, and he's going to have an episode. Like, and then we have Jim just blabbing and blabbing and blabbing. And then I'm like, this guy's head is going to explode.
Bro,
And
the
then we see
guy
the
in
guy
the
behind.
background that was increasing the volume was stressing me out, bro. Like, I
I'm
was
like,
legitimately stressed.
I'm like, I think we should reduce the volume, my brother in Christ, because like, even me, I feel like I'm in the room. I'm feeling like I'm in the room, because like, what is good? Because you just get 70, max 100. I'm like, whoa, let us stop. And then I'm like looking at Rishi and Jim, and I'm like, okay, I think the way somebody is going to die is them going to fight. And then I'm like, okay, you know what, let me Google, because I'm having like a near panic attack. And then I spotted for myself. But then seeing Rishi jump off that balcony,
Yeah.
my goodness, was one thing. Then we see his legs like that. Because it's
Yeah.
one thing to, you know, like, you cut yourself and then it doesn't work out. You know, it's just like a scar you get.
So you think he was trying to kill himself? Because I thought he was just trying to escape, and he just thought, oh, I can survive this jump.
Ebube escape to where? Like, he will jump like that and he will start running.
Interesting.
Is he
So you feel like,
Superman?
I don't know. That's the thing. He was not rational and he was on drugs. So I thought that he actually felt.
No, he wanted to die.
Oh, man.
He wanted to. It was very clear. Even with like the 2 seconds of like waiting and looking back and hesitation and everything, you could see, okay, wow, this thing I'm about to do is like so crazy. And then I think that he also felt like some kind of peace. Like when he fell and he's like, okay, you know what? I'm still here. Let me try to like crawl away. It was more so, okay, maybe I don't know. maybe this is me just being overly like thinking too much, but I'm like, I think he's like, okay, you know what? I'm meant to be here because I've
Were
tried
you
to kill
surprised that he
myself.
didn't die? That his legs just,
He,
shattered?
yeah, he was he was content with the fact that like he didn't die because I don't
So you
think he
think he
was
wanted
100%.
retribution? Like he
Yeah,
wanted to be punished? Hmm.
he wanted to be punished, so he literally felt his legs and looked, and then there was like 2 seconds of like, you know what, relief. And then he's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let me try to crawl. But it wasn't like, oh my God, I broke my leg. It was, or maybe it was maybe too much pain or something. But I'm like, wow. So you're just going to be, probably he's not going to be able to walk again. Because did you see his
Potentially.
legs?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw his legs. I
I don't
mean,
know what
that's
type of
the
physio they
level of
do in
physical therapy.
prison,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. But anyway, I guess Rishi is Rishi. And the thing is, we've all given our thoughts on this except you. Do you feel that we're going to see him again? Because I think at this point, we're mostly concluded on the idea that this is the last we'll see of Rishi. This really might just be last. I
yeah.
mean, based on the interviews that he's given, that Saga Radia, who plays Rishi, has given, one of them done by Will Goodman, by the way, who is an amazing friend of the pod who always comes on and talks about industry with us. It's interesting to me that, you know, this is how Rishi goes out, if that's the case. What do you
Mm,
think?
I feel this is it for Rishi, like, you know, retribution. This is it. Because if he were to come back, it's still going to be that cycle of, okay, I'm in this industry that kills me. I'm in this industry that makes me do evil. I'm in this industry that doesn't, you know, like, doesn't make me feel like I'm a good person. But prison, prison can give him peace, not gonna lie. Because honestly, I feel, even with the conversation he had about his son, I don't think he's ever going to see his son again. So that storyline
Once
is
he
already
signed
cut
that
short.
statement confirming that they're changing the boy's last name,
Last name?
there is
That's
no way. Like that lady is like, I don't even want to start talking about her, but just
she
know
really
she's
she
never going
really
to.
like I'm like it was a very heavy scene because the child was right there.
Mm-hmm. I wish she's like, does he
So
know who
it's,
I am? And she didn't even.
does he know who I am? My goodness. So I feel it's just the whole point of, you know, there's no going back from this, but I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm alive. If there's hope for me to start over, you know what? I feel like I've punished myself by ruining my legs, but I'm alive. That's my understanding. But I feel like them putting Rishi back and writing, I don't know what they will write for him, but I feel like he has been through a lot. It's enough. It's enough. Don't throw him back into this whole chaotic, you know, back and forth. Am I good? Am I bad? Like, am I going to die? Is he going to start like gambling again? The whole thing with drugs. I feel he should just be in prison, you know? And that's it. Like, that's fine. It's too much. So I don't think he's ever going to come back, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has to grow at some point, right? And unfortunately, Rishi did not grow in time.
Wow. And then Jim, my guy Jim, I told you he was being so reckless, but he had no backing. Just to
I
now
mean,
find out he has a child from a one night stand. My goodness.
that was crazy. Do you know the funny thing? I thought at first that girl he was walking with, the mother of his child, was Venetia. Like before we saw her actual face,
I'm
and
screaming.
when I heard her voice and saw her frame, I was like, is that Venetia? Like Robert's ex? I was like, nah, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. And yeah, it wasn't. But
That would
that
have
was
been
crazy.
nice.
I don't know, man. Like,
Mhm.
Jim, were you shocked to find out that he actually died?
I think I knew he was going to die. That's why I said he had no backing. He was very reckless, but he had no
I
backing.
mean, he could have. Like, his
From
editor was
where?
willing to back him until they discovered
But
that he went to Haley's apartment, which was
I
always
know
crazy.
he's always like, brother. Why would he do that? I mean, but even still, he was very reckless, and I feel like he knew how like tender was. Like they played really dead sea, and okay, it was not going to be safe for him, but he was really like trying to swim in and find. I don't. Also, are we ever going to find out why he was deeply against Tender?
I don't know. I
Like,
don't
because
know
I
if
feel it's deeper than what we know now.
that's what I thought. I think a lot of the things he said in his rambling tirade at the end of episode 4 kind of showed us a lot of his perspective. But to be honest,
On
I don't
life,
know if
yeah.
we'll get more than that. I think that a lot of it is just going to be chalked up to, okay, this is the kind of person this is. Let the
Yeah.
audience make their own conclusion as to why he was so invested. Maybe he just wanted to win. Maybe he was actually just invested in his job. Maybe, you know, he was going to make money somehow. I mean, it's still unclear. And I don't know if we'll
Because
get
he needed the
more.
money.
Yeah, he definitely did. And I don't know if we'll get more of his perspective in that way. So it's a little crazy.
I'll miss him more.
Yeah. I mean, so many surprises from there. And obviously those surprises bleed into episode 5. I mean, Sweetpea, like we said, has grown too. And, you know, the actress who plays her, Miriam Petch, is, you know, she's obviously proud of the role. And I think it's cool to see her do more in the show. I remember when she was first introduced at the beginning of season 3, right? And I feel like, you know, to her, based on what she said in an interview, like Sweet Pea is kind of encouragement for women to kind of speak their opinions sooner and more confidently. I think that was something she said in an interview with Elle Canada and, or I guess just with Elle in general. And I feel like she is someone who has grown completely online, and I think Miriam agrees. And based on what she said there, I think, you know, it's interesting to kind of explore how Sweetpea, as someone who grew up online, has been influenced by social media and how she tried to create a space for herself within that sphere. And then we see where that has brought her as she's trying to integrate into the world that is firmly outside of just social media, you know. But what do you think, you know, looking forward into the next episode now, what do you think is next for her and her relationships with everyone else in Stern Town now that the tender group is coming in? Because we didn't really get the tender people this episode. This is, I think, the first episode in this entire show where there was no Yasmin. So, you know, Yasmin is going to come back in the next episode. Henry, Whitney, Stern Town has done their work. We are now at the beginning of the second half of this season. So the Stern Town storyline has been moving. The tender storyline has been moving. And now they're about to come and move together as one because everything is intertwining, because these guys have discovered what they've discovered. And I wonder if the tender people are going to actually be able to feel that off. Can they really dodge those allegations? I don't know. So, yeah, what do you think comes next?
Let me start by speaking on the scamming in Africa thing again. Because Whitney, anyways, what's coming up next?
How many times did I call your name?
I don't know. It's going to, I don't know. I'm anticipating friction between Harper and Sweetpea. Because Sweetpea now being so, okay, she was right. So it's like she was right. So it's a lot of like, you know what, I can trust my intuition and my guts. So I should have much more say in Stental than currently what I have right now. And even the way she spoke to Harper and she's like, oh, I want to get paid, or something about being paid. I'm like, she's just here to check in on you as, you know, your boss would. But she said it, I guess obviously she just got off the flight, she was trying to relax and whatnot. But she said it with so much audacity. And I'm like, like, what's going on here, babes? Like, where's this coming from? And then we now see Kwabena telling Harper to never in her life, I can't remember the investment lingo of what he said.
She liquidated his positions.
His positions,
doing that without telling him, no matter how much power she has as his boss, no bueno. That was just not cool.
Yeah, but why would he say it that way though?
I guess
because that's her boss, and I feel that it's because they are doing what they are not meant to do together. So that guy does not respect her. He doesn't respect Harper. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of friction in that relationship, because I feel Harper as well is trying to not be Eric in the workplace. She's trying to, show that she cares. She's trying to be a good boss in some ways without being too selfish. But I guess what she did with Kwabena was crazy.
I
But
mean,
I
it
feel there's going
was.
to be much more like audacious friction between her and her staff, which is going to push her to be much more selfish. And her
More
opening up
selfish.
with Eric as well. I feel Eric is going to realize that, okay, you know what? This, mutual trust and honesty and vulnerability, I actually don't desire it. I don't want it. It's too close to home. I have daughters if I need if I need one. And he's going to, like I've said before, he's going to one up Harper in their partnership. So I feel like her opening up was foundation to, make it hurt more. So it's going to be a situation where it's like, oh, I opened up, I trusted you, but still you did this to me. That's what I'm expecting for the next 3 episodes, but we'll see.
When we left our tender people in season 4, they were all over the place. Henry had his moment at Web Horizon on stage.
Hmm.
His relationship with Whitney seemed to reach a new place
Wow.
in the sense that, they seemed closer. And I
Wow.
think Yasmin saw a bit of that, and
Wow.
she's not entirely sure what to make of
Wow.
it. What do you think is next for that trio?
Does Whitney not like personal space?
I don't think
It's
he
a
does.
very
I'm not
serious
sure he's ever heard of
question.
the concept.
And I feel it makes me much more comfortable because Henry is not too tall. So he's just speaking and like Henry is right here. Like, can we take 6 feet? Like,
Yeah, just a step back.
just
One
a
step
little
back will just be
shift.
enough.
But I'm like, bro, I wasn't, obviously, we didn't cover episode 4 here. When he finished his speech and he shoved Yaz away to go and hug
Yeah.
Whitney, I'm so sorry, I walked out of my room. I couldn't stay next to the TV. The secondhand embarrassment was crazy. I had to take a minute. I will file for divorce that day. Best believe, because you have shamed me to my blood. My blood carries shame. Because what is going on? So I don't know where we'll go with the 3, but I think Yaz just needs to collect herself and go because there's no room, honestly and truly, for her in that relationship.
Oh my
Because
god,
not
that's
even
hilarious.
them having a conversation and saying, yeah, like our wife is not smart. Essentially, that was what that conversation was about. And then we now see Yaz, like, I don't know if it was before or after, but not Haley.
Haley,
Essentially telling
right?
Yaz, you too, Namumu. I'm like, whoa, Yaz, fight back. Like, just give me something for once. Give me something. Show me you're not a silly goose. Because
She was in
Haley
shock.
too.
Ore, where you at? she
No,
was in
honestly.
she was in shock. But Haley continues to surprise me in this show. Haley is just Haley's an enigma, and I'm curious to see what
More of
comes
her,
out
yeah.
of her own storyline, because obviously she came from somewhere, and I've been trying to figure out where. Like,
Real.
was it from some privileged place? Was it from something a bit darker? What is her relationship with Whitney? How did she get here? How did he pick her? I want to know if the show is going to actually explore those specific aspects of their relationship and the origins of it, because she knows a lot and she's clearly been through a lot with this guy, right?
Yeah.
So where do they go from here, I suppose? And where is she gonna go with Yasmin? It's it's honestly just so
Well,
funny.
not too far with Yasmin because no way. But I'm just now even realizing, like, even before we see Whitney or get to know Whitney, our perspective of who he is came from Haley.
Yeah.
Because we see Jim and then we see Haley even before, we see
Yeah, because she
Whitney. So
talks
I'm
about
like,
her boss. Yeah.
she has like a bigger role to play probably
I think
because
she
she knows
does.
more.
I think she might be
Assistants
forming an
do.
alliance
Assistants
with
always.
Yasmin.
I
She
don't
could
think
be.
so. She does not rate Yasmin, no.
Okay.
She doesn't respect Yasmin. So I feel like she knows Yaz does not have enough say or enough play to get her where she wants to be.
But maybe she does. Maybe on some level, there's a certain kind of access that she feels Yasmin can provide, even if it's just to say, hey, like, I know you're not necessarily the most powerful person in the room, but you do continue to find yourself proximal to power. So how can I
Wow.
kind of get that too? Like, how can I be like you in a sense? And I
Be
wonder
like,
if,
how can I use you?
how can I use you? Yeah, exactly.
Mm,
That's very prescient. That's probably a good way to put that. And maybe they could come up with some kind of mutually beneficial transactional relationship that maybe will be different
yeah.
for her than the one she has with Whitney. Maybe it'll be one
Mm,
where she is on closer to equal footing with the person that she's working for. Who knows?
hmm.
I mean,
Dang.
anything can happen at this point. This show has done a good job of proving that it is one where anything can happen. But I guess as we start to close off here, what do you think is next for Eric specifically? I mean, obviously, he's gone through a lot of stuff with his family. He makes
Yeah.
some poor choices, I would say, in this episode. At first, I was proud of him. I was like, okay, good.
I was.
You've
I
sobered up.
was.
You are not entertaining Dolly Hotel Girl. But then at the end, he calls her. He calls her. What do you
Yeah.
make of that? And where do you think is going to lead him? Because, I mean, we're now in a show where people are facing consequences. Look at what's happening to Rishi.
Yeah.
So what could
I
happen
I
here? I don't know.
I worry about the ways he feels he can feel big.
I mean, we do see him feeling big and celebrating in the trailer for episode 6, right? In that preview,
Yeah, but
he seems to be on a high in a sense.
on
Maybe
a
because
high,
of whatever they
exactly.
discovered
On a
about
high.
Tender and Accra.
That's what I'm saying. Because even him saying to Harper, like, essentially, his daughters don't thrill him. He's looking
Mm.
for thrill in fatherhood.
He
So that
needs
one,
to be fed. Like, he needs to be fed enjoyment. He needs to be fed some type of feedback loop. It's like he needs everything to benefit him. And parenting, unfortunately for you, Eric, is not a selfish endeavor.
it's not. It is not. It is not. Like, come on now. Like, you have twins. You have
Like,
two
they don't even
kids,
see him.
Eric. They don't see you, and you're here talking, oh, they don't through me. You don't get anything from them. It really threw me off because I'm looking at him now. I'm just like, bro, like this thing you're looking for, I don't think you find it. Or you might find it, but it's going to cost you a lot. It might be the 10 million. It might be this relationship he wants so badly with Harper. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it will be his life because he seems like one of those cockroach character that he's forever going to be.
Okay, so you feel like
Yeah.
Eric is kind of somebody who will always bounce back.
Not bounce back, just exist. He might be crawling. I don't know, but he's going to be there. But it's just like, why does he need to be thrilled and, feel big? Like, why can't he not just be, like, I think I've said this before, why can't he not just be a dad and get contentment from there? Why does he? It's very confusing, but we'll see where Stental takes him. I don't think it's going to be, I don't know, it's going to cost him something. He's
What do
going
you
to
think he
win.
wants from Stern Town? What do you think is, because we have an idea of what Harper needs from this. She needs to be established. She needs validation, and she needs to prove that she is a force. But what does
Yeah.
Eric want?
He wants his name on the wall and he wants to succeed with his name on the wall. He wants his big dreams from when he was 25 with a head full of hair to actually come into fruition right now. But it's like he's too old. Not only old, but like also he has kids. So he
Yeah.
can't be, he can't be moving the way he's moving right now. So it's still that like, oh my God, I want to be big. I want to fulfill my dreams. But I'm like, you're too old to be fulfilling your dreams in such a risky way.
So maybe he's looking for more than just that. Maybe he's looking for connection. Maybe he's looking for connection with a kindred spirit, which is why he kind of answered
Did he not
Harper's call.
marry?
he did, but that didn't work out so well for him apparently. So now, like, I mean, he doesn't really spend much time with Candace. He doesn't spend much time with Lily and Laura.
Mm-hmm.
So he has Harper, who is essentially his confidant and his daughter in spirit. So that's kind of what he feels he has. So maybe he just wants meaning in that way, in addition to
With
whatever
Harper,
else this could bring him. Maybe. I think their relationship has reached a place now where he may even be able to admit that like
cares
he
for her.
is yeah, he cares for her. Maybe that he's even proud of her, right? So
He says you're undeniable. I feel there's care and there's something in that relationship. But I feel Eric wants more than that because even with his relationship with Harper, it's thrilling to him in the sense of, oh my God, you're exciting, your brain, your mind, the risk you're able to take. Like it throws him to mentor somebody like that, mentor in some ways. So it's
mhm.
thrilling to him. But it's like when they get to that point and they finally succeed, is he wants? Do you think he would want to equally be on the same level with Harper when he succeeds? I don't think so. So I feel it's in
Maybe he
some
could
ways
change.
more than just his relationship with Harper.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be material gain that he's looking for, but
Yeah.
I wonder if there could be a bit of both. Maybe there could be more, but I guess we'll find out. Um, yeah, this is going to be quite an episode coming up. I know for sure that we're going to learn more about Whitney, if nothing else.
My
You know,
goodness, I am scared.
yeah, I mean, it could literally go anywhere. Like he's now wormed his way into everyone's life. Like there's a connection between him and Yasmin, him and Henry, which
Mm-hmm.
is, I'm telling you, like that's a place we need to focus because that is probably the
Oh, not
craziest
me. Oh,
relationship.
I would not be there. It's eerie.
It's sick.
Very, very eerie
It is
connection.
eerie, but that's why I feel like it's one of the places that could really get crazy on this show. Like that could
Hey,
be a place where the show brings in like real madness. And yeah, like I mean, even his, like I said, his relationship with Haley could reveal a lot to us about him, but he's also connected to
yeah.
Harper, right? And they haven't even really talked since, I guess,
Episode
episode
two,
2.
three.
So
Mm,
I wonder where that's going to go. Like, if they talk again, what would be said? Like, how do they feel about each other? How do they feel about how everything has gone? How does, like, is he personally hurt by the fact that, she's doing all that and like trying to make money off Tender's demise? Or is he similar to her in that like he knows this is just business? But I don't see them having any kind of relationship again, to be honest. So
yeah.
I'm definitely enjoying this season. This is great. I'm glad that we could, come back for this with, you know, sort of a renewed perspective now that the season's in its second half. And I can promise there's only craziness ahead. I've
Yikes.
yeah, yeah, this season, I honestly have no idea how it can end at this point because so much has already happened. Like the story beats
Mm-hmm.
of this season so far could probably make up any of the previous other seasons. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
amazing. And those seasons
Yeah.
were dense too, right? So that says a lot about where this is heading. But
I'm
yeah,
actually
definitely
so
check out
scared.
everything. Yeah, it's I would say check out the conversation between Barclay and Ayo and myself because this particular episode 5, showed us the story in a new light. And we actually had a chance to talk to the production designer of Industry.
Yeah.
He was able to give us a lot of perspective as to how certain things were put together and how they speak to what the characters actually stand for. It was really insightful and it was really cool to actually have that conversation. And, I feel like as we move forward in the show, the characters and the things that matter to them are going to be front and center. I think this
Yeah.
show is doing a good job of having a plot that is very character focused because every character now that we see is
Hmm.
really affecting the plot. I feel like it now makes sense why they wouldn't really have Robert in this season because I'm not actually sure what he would be doing here all that much. So,
He
so
can
yeah, I
just
mean,
exist, and that's
yeah,
okay.
but then we would have to give him screen time and that would take away screen time from certain other things. So, I
Yes,
mean,
like
obviously there's a version of this season that included him, probably, but like I think the version of the season that we are getting is good, and it's almost a sign of the times, right? It feels very prescient. Like there's so much that feels relevant to what we're seeing around us, and I can definitely appreciate that. But yeah, thank you all so much for listening up to this point. Thank you, AJ, for sitting here and rambling with me. We have a lot to cover on this podcast. We have been covering a lot, honestly. And Night of the Seven Kingdoms has been so much fun. Please check out our coverage of that because it was interesting, the most recent one. It was maybe the best episode of the series so far. It's doing a good job of establishing itself as, you know, a Game of Thrones show in a sense. Like I think in this most recent episode, you can really feel the Game of Thrones legacy coming through. And Bankole actually joined us for that one. So I'm definitely looking forward to what happens next in terms of, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but there is a big battle coming up, and it's coming for the most unlikely reason. And let's just say that our hero is in a lot of trouble. So yeah, go check that out, and then we can all regroup and hopefully recover. Until then, well, keep your investments close.
I'm screaming.